Well, at least it's only our second loss of the year. Cowboys 40, Birds 34. That is Dallas Cowboys 40, Birds 34. Now, I said last week, did I not? All I want for Christmas is an Eagles victory. But I guess I didn't get that. But let me. Sorry, I'm still a little discombobulated because the game I watched was definitely a game. So let me take a sip of my Monster, get re-fucking combobulated, and fucking explain what's what here. Give me my drink. So, we lost, but long and the short of it, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed that we lost, of course. I'm a little upset, but no, I'm not mad. I can't really get mad here. I mean, what I saw was what I like to see. Two good football teams going up against each other, but there can only be one winner. Both teams can't win. And unfortunately, we weren't the winning team. However, we are 13-2, and we are still first place in the NFC East. So we still got a shot at being division champs. Let me explain. I want to say this was a meaningless loss, which it kind of was, kind of wasn't. It was because we're 13-2, still first place in the East, NFC East. But it wasn't, because if we'd have won, we would have not only clinched the division title, we would have gotten a first-round bye. But we're still going to the playoffs. We definitely still got a shot this season. And it's not like Jalen Hurts is out for the season. They're saying he could be back next week, if not week after next, from what I hear. Better to lose him for a couple of games than for the playoffs. You know, I mean, sometimes you just got to take what you can get. And this is one of those times where, you know what, I can, you know, if you're going to, you know, what I'm getting here, I can take it. I can take it and be reasonable because, look, I'd rather sweep Dallas, but given a choice between splitting the season or getting swept ourselves, I would rather split the season with the Cowboys than get swept ourselves. I would rather lose a game in the regular season than the playoffs, because at least if you lose a game in the regular season, it isn't final. You're not fucked, especially since we've only lost 2 ball games so far this season, putting us at 13-2. I would rather they rest Jalen for a while and he still makes it to the playoffs and is able to play during the playoffs and hopefully get us ring number fucking 2. You know, this is a case of, this is really a would you rather kind of week. This is really a would you rather kind of situation that we find ourselves in. I mean, would you rather get swept or split the season? Would you rather, you know, Jalen Hurts be out and resting for 1 or 2 games, or him be out for the whole season and the playoffs as well? I mean, and the quarterback that we put in during this game, I think he did well. Gardner Minshew, the announcer was going on about Minshew Mania, and look, I don't necessarily agree with the whole Minshew Mania thing just yet. I'm not a Minshew maniac just yet. Now, did he play well? Yes. I think, given the circumstances, you know, despite the fact that, yes, he threw 2 interceptions, you know, Yes, there were a couple of fumbles. And you know what? There was this and there was that. The Cowboys converted on 3rd and 30, which, if you ask me, was a fucking Christmas miracle, but it was Christmas Eve. So you know what? Christmas miracles happen. Anything can happen in football. I'm just disappointed that, the football demons didn't really give the Christmas miracles to us. I really obviously would have rather won the game, but again, this is a would you rather kind of situation that we're finding ourselves in as Eagles fans. But back to Minshew. Gardner Minshew, I think, played well. We held our own against Dallas. It's not like we played like garbage. I think, given the circumstances, we played well. We went down swinging. I think the Philadelphia Eagles, especially the offensive line, played good. I'm not going to sit here and get angry, because, I'm going to be disappointed that we lost. Yes, when we lose, it sucks. So, yeah, okay, I'm disappointed. We lost. All right. Fuck. Fuck. But at least it's only our second loss of the season. We're 13-2. 15 games into a 17-game schedule, we find ourselves at 13-2, which is obviously... we're still the best team in the league this year. We still have the best record in football right now this year. So it's like, all right, I'm finding myself at a bit of an interesting spot. Me myself, the plague, because just plague, because I'm disappointed that we lost. But at least I can still sit over here and be analytical and not jump up and down and scream, because we played well, we went down swinging, we fought to the bitter fucking end, and, what do I like to see? I say this all the time. Two good teams going up against each other, and there can only be one winner. And, okay, fuck, it wasn't the Philadelphia Eagles, but it was still one of the better games of football that I watched. Now, I can make all the excuses that I want. I can sit over here and say, oh, we only lost because we didn't have Jalen Hurts, or we only lost because the Cowboys got lucky and had a couple of fucking Christmas miracles, and oh, we only lost because Gardner Minshew threw those 2 picks, and wow. I can make all the goddamn excuses that I want. But the long and the short of it is, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses, because there really isn't a reason to make excuses. This was good football. We just happened to lose because, well, due to some circumstances we honestly could have controlled. But some of them we could, some of them we just, we kind of had less control over. Gardner Minshew could have not taken as many risks. He took a lot of risks this game, and it didn't necessarily pay off for him. He could have played it a little safer. He could, I really wish he hadn't thrown those interceptions. I really wish that the Philadelphia Eagles hadn't had those fumbles. I really wish we could have stopped the fucking Cowboys from converting on fucking 3rd and 30. Honestly, if we would have stopped that conversion, I truly believe we would have had the game. But, so I can sit here and make all the goddamn excuses I want. But I really have no excuses to make, because this was a good game. This was one of the better games of football that I'd watched. It would have been even better if the Eagles had won, but that didn't happen. So, I said all I want for Christmas is an Eagles victory, and it is Christmas as I'm recording this, Sunday, December 25th. Now, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas, but on the other hand, I don't feel like I got coal. On the other hand, it's not what I wanted, but at least it isn't coal. It's like, I'm going to give you an analogy after I take another sip of my Monster. Hold on, let me just toss the fucking empty in the garbage here. Let me just toss the empty in the can there. But it's like this. So it's like I'm a kid again. And it's like it's Christmas. In fact, it actually is Christmas. But it's like I'm a kid again. And I tell my parents, look, Mom, Dad, if you can manage it, because I'm not going to sit over there and be a spoiled brat, if you can manage it, I would like Count Dooku. I'd like a lightsaber for Christmas. Specifically, I'd like Count Dooku's lightsaber. I want Dooku's saber. Because, well, let's face it, Dooku is the best Sith. He's the most refined. He's got the coolest lightsaber with that fucking curved hilt and it's red and shit. I want Count Dooku's lightsaber. And fucking Christmas rolls around, and my parents, for whatever reason, had to do some of their shopping at the last minute and get some of my presents at the last minute. But they managed to get me a lightsaber. So I opened the package, and they say, hey, it's last minute. And they didn't have Count Dooku's lightsaber, but we got you a lightsaber. So you open the package, and you discover it's not Count Dooku's lightsaber, but it's another character that you like. Let's say it's Luke. Let's say it's Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber. Instead of Count Dooku's lightsaber, you get Luke's. And it's like, but Luke Skywalker's cool. His lightsaber's pretty cool, and you don't have his yet. But regardless, it is a fine addition to your collection because, you like Luke Skywalker. You think Luke Skywalker's pretty cool. So you look at your parents and say, hey, thanks. It's, I appreciate it because, it's a lightsaber and it may not be Dooku's lightsaber, but it's another character you like. I feel like I wanted Count Dooku's lightsaber, but I got Luke's. But Luke is a character that I like, so I'll take it. Because there are far worse things than getting Luke's lightsaber instead of Count Dooku's. And obviously, there are worse things than splitting the season with the Cowboys. There are worse things than being 13-2. There are way worse things than being 13-2. I've seen way worse fucking seasons of Eagles football. That wasn't, especially these rebuild years, some of them were not pretty. Some of them were not fucking pretty. And, there are worse things than playing well but still losing. So, we didn't get swept. We didn't lose a playoff game, and we didn't play like garbage. And Jalen Hurts will return. It's not like he's done for the whole season. He'll be back. It's just a shoulder sprain. He'll get over it and come back, hopefully in time for the fucking playoffs. So my whole attitude toward this game is, okay, fuck, we lost. Well, shit, that fucking sucks. But we played well. We didn't get swept because we won our first game against the Cowboys. I still remember making that video. I went absolutely nuts. We didn't get swept. We split the season, which is the middle ground, I'd argue. Not as good as sweeping the other guy, but certainly better than getting swept yourself. We're going to have Jalen Hurts back. Maybe in time for the fucking playoffs at the latest. The Giants lost. A division rival lost, which, is pretty cool. So the Giants lost. I feel for fucking Pizzle, by the way. Props to you, Pizzle, if you're watching. Because I know you've watched at least one of my videos. And that's the long and the short of it. And these next two games, now, I'm not gonna sit over here and get cocky, because you shouldn't get cocky. Any member of the Eagles organization, players, coaches, whatever, if you're watching, don't get cocky. Whatever you do, you made that mistake against the Commanders. It cost you the fucking second game against the Commanders. But next week we got the Saints, and on the 8th of January we got the Giants one more time. Now, we don't have the Giants. In regards to that bet I'm trying to make here with Cop Pizzle, He hasn't answered either way, but that's okay. He's got, the game doesn't happen until the 8th. He's got some time to... That's why I released it. That's why I made the bet so early, because he's got time to chew on it, and, he's probably gonna fucking chew on it, and he's either gonna say, yes, I'll take that bet, or no, I don't want to do it, which I can't make him do it, but the wheels in his head are probably turning, so at least, I have that. Look, I just want to see Pizzle wear a real fucking team's gear. And lastly, before I kill this video, I received a comment today, Sunday, December 25th, 2022, Christmas Day as I'm recording this. I'm about to go do my laundry and see some fucking family. Yeah, I know, doing laundry on Christmas. but look, I received a comment saying, well, the Eagles only won one Super Bowl ever, and, so the Eagles are trash, they suck. Look, and my answer was, what you think doesn't matter. It's amazing how you believe that your opinion matters, womb to tomb, motherfucker. And yeah, I stand by that 100%, because look, guy who made that comment, hey, I made a video before the playoffs one year. I did a speech. I went off on this whole diatribe about what it means to be the fan of a team, to be a fan of any team. Eagles, Packers, whatever. And to sum it up, in brief, because I don't want to go off on another half-hour diatribe here. I'm already approaching, Jesus Christ, 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Get serious. But, look. In summary, in brief, it's not about rings, it's about pride. If you're a fan of a team, you don't care how many fucking Super Bowls they won. You don't care how many fucking Super Bowls they won. You don't care how many rings they have. You're just proud of the team. You're a fan of the team because of pride. Dude, you might not understand. So I'm not going to get angry at you. Although honestly, I don't really care what anybody thinks, because I'll still be an Eagles fan. But I'm not... Look, maybe you don't understand. It's not about rings, it's about pride. Now, I know you're saying, oh, whatever helps you sleep at night, Plague. Eagles are trash, Eagles are this and that. No, it's not whatever helps me sleep at night. It's a fucking moral guideline when it comes to sports. It's a fucking guideline that I have when it comes to sports. It's the lodestone on which I base my Eagles fandom. I'm not sitting over here making these videos just because we're good. I'm not sitting over here making these videos because we're just having a good year. I'm not sitting over here, this and that, being a fucking bandwagoner, because fuck the bandwagon. It's about pride. Every single Eagles fan could hop teams. Literally, every single Eagles fan can change teams like that. But I'd still be an Eagles fan, even if I was the only Eagles fan on earth. Because, motherfucker, it's not about rings, it's about pride. It's about pride. So I don't want to hear this, they've only won one Super Bowl, they're trash. No. Winning one Super Bowl doesn't make them trash. You know how many fucking Vikings fans there are? There are lots of Vikings fans. And yet, hey, here's an interesting fact. Do you know how many rings the Vikings have? 0. None. The Vikings literally have not won a single Super Bowl. But you know what? That doesn't make them a bad team. Now, I'm an Eagles fan. I root for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll root for the Eagles until I'm fucking dead. Even after I'm dead in fucking heaven, I'll be watching the games from fucking, next to God's throne over here, because we all know God's an Eagles fan. But look, I think the Vikings are a solid organization, and I think that Vikings fans, if you're a Vikings fan, I see the merit in what you're doing. Just because a team has only won one Super Bowl, or none, or two, or not as many Super Bowls as you, doesn't make them a bad team. Which is why I'm saying being a fan of a team is not about rings, it's about pride. And I'm about to lose my fucking voice, so I'm going to kill this video, and I'll see you in the next one. So it is Christmas, so I'm going to go ahead and say Merry Christmas, and I'm going to be sporting and congratulate the Cowboy fans, even though they're the douchiest fucking fan base in the league, and their team is absolute scum. Still, let's be a good sport. Congratulations to the Cowboy fans. You gave it your all. We gave it our all. It was good football, but we didn't win, so congratulations on your win. Congratulations on splitting the season. And, well, that's pretty much all I got.